In this video, we're looking at the Azar-Hagen Fundamentals of English Grammar, 4th edition, page 199. We're in chapter 7, Modal Auxiliaries, and we're looking at section 12, tag questions with modal auxiliaries. For example, you can keep a secret, can't you? Here we see the modal can, the tag can't you. Let's look at some examples. You can keep a secret, can't you? He won't say anything, will he? She should try, shouldn't she? They couldn't come, could they? We would like to go, wouldn't we? Tag questions such as these are very common with the modals can, will, should, could, and would, but you can use this structure for any modal auxiliary. You notice that if the modal is positive in the statement, it will be negative in the contracted negative form in the tag question. So can, can't, should, shouldn't, would, wouldn't. If the modal auxiliary is negative in the statement, it will be positive in the tag. Won't, will, couldn't, could. You have to go, don't you? You don't have to go, do you? He has to leave, doesn't he? He doesn't have to leave, does he? You had to try, didn't you? You didn't have to try, did you? Okay. So notice in this situation with the modal, the phrasal modal have to, has to, or the past tense had to, the modal in the tag is not have or has or had. We're using the modal do. Okay? You have to go. Okay? Have to is in present simple tense. The modal would be do. We don't use it in present simple. We only use the modal for questions or negative. Do you have to go? Question. Or you don't have to go? Negative. So this is where students get a little confused because in the present simple form, the auxiliary is not there. You have to go, don't you? We still use the auxiliary in the negative form in the tag. Now, if the statement is negative, you'll see that the negative auxiliary don't is there in the statement. So we use the positive do in the tag. He has to leave. The auxiliary, because it's he, would be does. So in the tag, we put in the negative form, doesn't. He has to leave, doesn't he? If it's already negative, we see that the negative modal doesn't is there. So the tag will be positive, does. The same with the past tense had. The modal for past tense, past simple, is did. In the negative, it'll be didn't. So in the modal, we put positive. So again, if it's positive in the statement, it'll be negative in the tag. If it's negative in the statement, it'll be positive in the tag. Okay. So with this modal, we want to use forms, the auxiliary do, right? Have to, do or don't. Has to, does or doesn't. Had to, did or didn't. Let's practice. We have the modal should. How do we fill in the blanks? They should stop working. Shouldn't they? Have to. She doesn't have to work today. Does she? We can see she doesn't have to work. She looks like she's relaxing. She would like to ask a question. Wouldn't she? Let's try a few more. I'll give you the first half of a sentence. I'll give you a statement, and we want to match the modal auxiliary form. Okay, the tag question form. Okay, so stop the video, pause the video now, look at these 4 sentences and choose the correct tag question. All right, I assume that you stopped the video and now you've restarted the video. We're going to check our answers. You can speak English. Can't you? Again, if it's positive statement, the tag will be negative. We'd like to invite you to dinner. Wouldn't we? This contracted form we'd is not we had, it's we would. We would like to invite you, wouldn't we? He has to study hard, doesn't he? Again, with the modal have to, has to, we want to use the auxiliary do. They had to do homework, past tense. So yesterday they had to do homework, didn't they? We use the past tense for did. Okay, I hope you got all of those correct. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video.